The closer I get, the more I see Mosy Kan horizons. The closer I feel I come to tomorrow, the more I see. I did not expect that. I thought distance would bring clarity, the way shape sharpens as you walk toward it, edges settling, blur resolving into form. Instead, the nearer I feel myself getting, the more quiet the view becomes. What I saw most recently has not left me. It has stayed with me the way certain mornings stay with you long after the day has moved on. I want to tell it the way it happened, in order, without smoothing it into something simpler than it was, and without rushing past the parts I still don't understand. But first, let me return to where this began, because nothing in this search stands apart from everything that came before it. Every new thing I see arrives on top of 20 years of looking. 20 years ago, one question opened this road. What would tomorrow think? Not the next calendar day, not a word for the future in general, the way people use it in ordinary conversation. I have come to believe there is a different tomorrow, a place that is there, even though I cannot tell you exactly what it is or what happens inside it. I want to be honest about the shape of that belief. It is not proof. It is not something I can hand to another person and say, hey, see for yourself. It is closer to a certainty that has built itself slowly inside me, the way a fact becomes obvious to you over years until you can no longer remember not knowing it. That belief is the ground everything else in this search stands on, including everything I am about to tell you. Somewhere along that road, I came to know the fixed stone. I did not stumble on it, the way you'd find the stone lying in the path, something you nearly trip over and then bent down to examine. I arrived at it through years of sustained thinking, turning the same question over so many times that eventually one of them stopped moving and became solid. The stone is fixed, it is real. Within my understanding of this search, it is a gate, a checkpoint, a marker along the road, not tomorrow itself, never tomorrow itself, but something placed on the way to it, something I have to pass rather than something I arrive at and stop. Behind that stone, I believe, are treasures. Some may be literal gold, diamonds, objects with real weight and real value, the kind of thing you could hold in your hand. Others are not objects at all. Knowledge, insight, questions that have waited a long time to be asked properly, answers that have waited even longer to be heard by someone ready to hear them. I do not know who owns these treasures. I do not know how they are reached, or whether reaching them is even the right way to think about what happens at that point in the search. I only know they are there, behind the stone, waiting the way things wait when no one has come for them yet. And I carry a staff. It belongs with me on this road, and it recognizes me the way an old companion recognizes you before you've said a word. Some shift in posture, some small acknowledgement that says, yes, it's you. It does not hand me a map. It does not explain the country ahead of me or tell me what waits around the next bend. It has learned somewhere in the course of this search how to fight, though it cannot be used for anything indecent, anything beneath what this search exists for. It is not a key that opens things. It is a companion, nothing more than that so far. I have described before now a golden place, peaceful, wide, the kind of place that makes you feel you have passed something behind you, some earlier stone on this road that I didn't fully register, crossing until I was already standing beyond it. And I have described what lies past the golden place, something bright ahead, connected somehow to tomorrow, a glow I can sense more than see clearly, and also a dark pit or sea, and a shining door I have not walked through. I have refused to cross that door without understanding what waits on the other side of it. My search has never been toward death or toward losing myself in something I can't come back from. It has been toward peace, whatever peace turns out to mean once I find it. This is the ground I was standing on when the new scene arrived. I want to tell you that what I saw in the order, I saw it because the order matters to me more than I can fully explain. It is not just a sequence of images, it is the shape the experience took. And I don't want to flatten that shape by rearranging it into something more convenient to tell. As I felt myself drawing nearer to tomorrow, though I could not have told you by how much, there is no measurement for this kind of distance. Everything around me changed pace. It became hectic, urgent, the way quiet streets changes in an instant when something is about to happen on it, before you've even identified what. There was no gradual build. It shifts the way weather shifts sometimes, all at once, without warning. The first thing I saw was men behind bars. They were shouting, calling out for their release, the way a crowd shouts when they believe someone important has arrived. A minister, a king, someone who holds authority to open the gate they have been standing behind. I did not know why they believed that of me. I had done nothing to earn that belief. As far as I understood myself in that moment, I only know that is how they were shouting. Then I saw the woman and the children. They appeared afterwards, also behind bars, and some of them seemed to have been separated from others, reaching through the gaps between the bars toward people they could not reach. I want to be precise about this because precision feels important here. I did not hear crying first, and then I go looking for a source the way you might in an ordinary memory. When sound arrives before sight, I saw the situation as a whole, already unfolding, already in front of me complete, as if I had walked into the middle of something that had been happening long before I arrived and would keep happening after I left. And then they noticed me. I felt it happen. The change in the look on their faces, as though I had discovered them. They stood, not only the men this time, everyone, all of them, rising together, calling out for me to save them. I am the traveler in this account. There is no other figure standing in front of me here, and for me here. No character carrying this on my behalf. It was me who saw this, me they were calling to. Since that scene, the thought of those prisoners has not left me. And the strange part, the part I keep turning over, is that I keep seeing more of it as I feel myself continuing moving closer to tomorrow. It is not finished revealing itself to me. I do not know why this particular image has settled into me, the way it has, more than the golden place did, more than the stone itself did, when I first came to know it. I am not going to tell you it means one specific thing, because I don't know yet what it does, that it does. And I don't want to manufacture a certainty just to give this account a tidier shape. What I can say is that it does not feel like the other places I have described. The golden place and the fixed stone felt like arrivals, points where I had reached something and could stand still for a moment beside it. This felt like being found, or being asked something I had not prepared an answer for, something that required a response I didn't have ready. There is a difference between seeing a place and being seen inside one, and I think that difference is part of what has stayed with me. Everywhere else on this road, I have been the one looking at the stone, at the golden place, at the door I haven't opened. This time something looked back. I have wondered, and I want to be honest that this is the present thought, not a settled conclusion, not something I am presenting as a discovered fact. Whether the places where treasures may exist are somehow connected to these imprisonments, whether what is guarded and what is held captive might be nearer to each other on this road than I had assumed before this scene. I do not know if the treasures are the reason the prisoners are held. I do not know if the prisoners I held near the treasures only by coincidence of geography. Two things that happen to sit close together without meaning. 2. I do not know if there is a connection at all, and I am only placing two things beside each other because they arrived in the same season of this search, in the same stretch of road, and my mind is doing what minds do, looking for a pattern where there may only be proximity. I want to leave that open because it is genuinely open to me. I have not resolved it, and I don't think I should pretend to have resolved it for the sake of a cleaner story. There is another question sitting underneath all of this. One I had not had to ask before this scene. I had assumed, without ever starting explaining to myself, that getting closer to tomorrow meant getting closer to the discovery, closer to the treasure, to whatever lies past the storm, to understanding I did not have before. I had considered that it might also mean getting closer to responsibility, that the nearer I come, the more I might be asked to carry, or answer for, or act on, rather than simply witness and ascribe. Discovery had always felt like something given to me. This felt like something being asked of me, and I don't know yet if I have any right to say yes or no to it. Whether the asking itself is the point. I don't know yet if that is what this scene means. I want to say that clearly one more time, because it would be easy to let a sentence like the one before this one harden into a conclusion just by being spoken out loud. It hasn't hardened. I notice that the question exists now in a way it did before, and I am carrying it forward with me, the way I have carried every other unresolved piece of this search, not as a burden exactly, but as something that changes how I walk. I have asked myself more than once since seeing this, what tomorrow would think of those people behind the bars, looking toward me and calling for me to save them, while I still did not understand what I was seeing. I don't have an answer to that either. The question that started this whole search 20 years ago was never meant to be comfortable, and it isn't comfortable now. It has simply changed shape, the way a question does when you carry it long enough. It used to feel like it was about me, about what I would find, what I would understand, what I would bring back. Now for the first time it feels like it might be someone else as well, and I don't know what to do with that yet. I don't have an ending for this one. I'm not going to force the meaning onto the bars, or the reaching hands, or the way they looked at me when they called for me to save them. I don't know if I am meant to save anyone. I don't know if I am able to. I don't know if what I saw was even asking that of me, in the way it seemed to, in the moments before I had time to think about it. I only saw it, that it has stayed, piece by piece, returning to me unfinished, and that the road towards tomorrow has grown more serious because of it. Not darker, not frightening in the way stories usually mean when they say something that has grown serious, but weightier, the way conversation grows weightier when it stops being about you alone. I thought coming closer would show me where the treasure were. Instead, it showed me who was waiting behind the bars.